What's good, y'all? I'm back again with another vid. Hope y'all doing well and living well. And today we're going to talk about letting go. This is maybe a interesting topic, and when you hear it, you might think of a negative connotation towards it, but it's really one of the most powerful things we can do. So let's get into it. Letting go is when you gain it all. So letting go is actually one of the most powerful things we can do, contrary to the way that it sounds. It sounds like, oh, if I let go, then I quit, then I surrender, then I give up. But that couldn't be further from the truth. I think letting go is more so letting go of your attachment to whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with experiencing, liking, and just going to experience different things in life. But I feel like our problems come when we attach ourselves to those things, when we have the feeling like, oh, this might go one day, or we try to hold on to something, and us holding on to it is actually more detrimental than just letting go of it. And here's a great analogy to describe that. So imagine you're walking up a hill, and this hill is hypothetically life. So you're walking up a hill and you keep seeing these little rocks that you like. And the more you continue to walk up the hill, you see these rocks. But you're so fascinated by every time you see a new rock that you forget that you've been collecting all these other rocks. And before you know it, you're moving up the hill even slower because you have occurred all this baggage and you're holding all of this baggage as you continue to move. So your moving is impeded. So with that being said, this is what it is. We carry this mental baggage, we carry these ideas, we hold these situations, these problems within our minds. And the more we continue to hold, we create an identity around it, as well as we begin to move slower within our lives because we have all this extra baggage of past events and things that we have yet to let go. And a lot of times we don't even actually know why we are holding on to whatever it is. It just may seem comfortable, or you've yet to want to face whatever it is or accept that it happened. And that's one of the most powerful and first steps of letting go, is accepting. Sometimes we may have terrible events happen in our lives. We may have something embarrassing happen. Somebody may do us dirty, and we refuse to accept that because we look at it from the standpoint of, why would somebody do that to me? Why, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's learning to accept things for what they are. And once you actually accept, you can create your own perspective, own formulation of thoughts and viewpoint upon whatever it is when you learn to accept it for what it is. Now, with that being said, this leads me into the idea of unlimited. I realized unlimited is not about becoming. I call myself unlimited, but I'm not becoming unlimited. I'm letting go of limiting beliefs that I've learned in this lifetime that have made me think that I am not unlimited. So unlimited isn't a becoming, it's a letting go. So I also can relate that to the fact that when we are trying to evolve and become in our lives, it's not so much learning and gathering and getting all these things, but letting go of our limiting beliefs upon these things and upon the abundance and the fact that we are not separate from the world that we are in. We are a part of it, but we just have a separate viewpoint. That's what makes us feel like we are not a part of the grand scheme of things. And as I'm talking about this, I've actually begun to find a connection and realization on my quest of becoming unlimited. When I have these ideas and my whole life is kind of centered around this, with me telling people and also working on these things actively within my life, I'm actively relaxing and learning to flow within the natural order of things. And in the midst of me trying to become, I'm actually learning to be and to let go, and just let go of all this mind baggage and all of these limiting beliefs, and let go into the universe and know that I am a part of everything around me. The same abundance that is within the sun, within each and every person, within all these things that I desire also resides within me. And that's that abundance seeking to connect and be one with the all the abundances of this life. And even though it may feel like you're alone on your journey, like you have done everything in your life by yourself, what you actually don't realize is you've been having faith for life for pretty much everything in your life for as long as you can remember. But when it comes to these little thoughts and these things in your head, you seem to not have faith and not want to let go. But when you realize that that's what you've been doing this whole time, you don't think about the sun rising tomorrow. You don't think about whatever. You just expect these things to happen, and you have faith that they will happen, and they do. So when you let go of the need for things to happen, it's like letting go is like being in the place of, okay, I'm great if this happens, and I'm great if it doesn't happen. You letting go is not depending upon your circumstances, upon the things in your life for you to feel fulfilled. It's letting go of the need for things, of the desire for life to be a certain way and be a perfect image of what you think it should be. And once you let go, you actually begin to gain it all. You actually begin to see all of life for what it truly is. And we're just so much thinking about it and caught up within our thoughts that we forget the vast, beautiful, abundant world that we are. Not we are a part of, we are this world. If we're in it, we are it. So with that being said, having that faith and also learning to let go. Letting go is actually something extremely easy to do, but I feel like it may seem to be hard because all our lives we've been clinging to our thoughts, clinging to this mental baggage, clinging to these identities, and a lot of times it's a victim mentality. So the interesting thing about letting go, I made a TikTok about this, is letting go, you actually don't do nothing. Letting go, what am I doing? Just let go. I'm not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Letting go is not so much a process of having to do, it's learning to be and relax into your faith and your idea that you are going to be okay. Everything is always going to be okay. I feel like the reason we hold on to certain things is for our egos trying to ensure that the future will be okay, that we will survive, because the ego is a survival mechanism. But at the same time, in the same light, that very thing is keeping us from experiencing the light, the things that we're searching for. So it's very ironic in that process, but just learn to let go of things. If something isn't serving you in this present moment, why are you still holding on to it? It's easy to hold on to things like I mentioned because that's what we have been trained to do over the years. But letting go is opening the gates of a world that is purely abundance. And letting go is also, I feel like, taps into the temporariness of things. Everything is temporary. Me, this moment, this YouTube video, well, but everything is temporary in the form that it is. So letting go is embracing that idea, but also appreciating whatever it is because you know that it's temporary and won't be here forever, but not making that the sole reason. You don't want to appreciate something just for the fact that you know it won't be here one day. But I feel like that's another catalyst and reason to add to your reasons is why you love and appreciate certain things. But yeah, man, life is about letting go. And it's interesting that may be contrary and backwards to what a lot of us have been told and thought. But once you let go, you begin to gain it all. Once you let go of the rocks that you have been carrying, you can move faster, move lighter, move and have more fun with your experience walking up this hill, right? So the moral of the story is you can fully experience your life, the beautiful things in your life, the people in your life, every single thing without being attached to it. You just have to learn to love that for the duration that it's here. And also, I feel like letting go is also just a means of being present. We are so caught up within our past and our future and our thoughts that we forget to just be right here and now. And that is also another form of letting go of getting caught up in the past and the future and just being right now. And back to the title, we gain it all. We gain all of life when we are present. The only time we are not truly appreciating our life is when we're not present in this reality. We're too fixated on the future or the past. But when you choose to appreciate, embody, and recognize the power of this moment and learning to let go of all the baggage you have occurred within your mind over your life, you can live a lot more lighter in the sense of feathers, but also in the sense of a lot brighter in letting your light shine because you're not so caught up in holding on to identities, whatever these things that you, limiting beliefs, things that people have said about you, all of these things. Learn to let go, learn to do nothing. And in that midst of doing nothing, everything happens, everything is done. There's this book called The Tao Te Ching, and one of the first quotes or verses of it is, okay, this is what it is. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. Now that may be like, huh? When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. But it's almost as if you have to look at it from, I won't even say a literal sense, but literally, but beyond literal. But when nothing is done, nothing is left undone. So, once you let go of trying to will everything into existence, then it's already completed. When you let go, I was reading my book today, 3 Magic Words, and the first thing I read was letting go and letting God. Letting go and allowing your problems or whatever turmoil you have to be handled by the powers that be, the powers that even allow you to even have turmoil or problems or whatever, So just letting go and letting God and allowing the natural flow of things to guide your life and to guide you. Because if you think about it, like I mentioned earlier, that's what you've been doing the whole time. You actually had so much faith in existence alone, but we're just so caught up in our thoughts and the what's going on in here that we forget that we've had faith. We know how to let go. We realize the all that we are a part of, it's just being covered up by the limiting beliefs we have, and that's why we are learning to let go. But I appreciate y'all for listening. I love y'all. We out. Letting go is when you gain it all. I love y'all. We out. Unlimited.